Let's solve x using algebra. We notice a negative coefficient here, so let's move this entire term to the right of this inequality symbol. So we have 3 is less than positive 4/3 2x minus 6 squared. We can multiply both sides by 3, so we get 9 is less than 4 times 2x minus 6 squared. We now divide both sides by 4. So we have 9 over 4 is less than 2x minus 6 squared. By the way, we could have just either multiplied both sides by the reciprocal of 4/3, which is 3 over 4, or we could have divided both sides by this coefficient 4/3. Same result as over here. We now take the square root of both sides. Notice the pattern here. We have a. A squared is larger than some number. Recall the pattern. When we have a variable is larger than some number, we think of the critical points. The square root of 9 over 4 is 3 over 2. We take the positive version and the negative version. And greater than means the solution region is away from the center. So we have the solution a, which is 2x minus 6, is less than this critical value, minus 3 over 2, or we have a, which is 2x minus 6, is greater than 3 over 2, the positive version. Let's focus on this part here. We're allowed to multiply both sides by 2. So we have 4x minus 12 is less than minus 3. We'll throw this over. We have negative 3 plus 12, which is 9. And we divide both sides by 4. Thus x is less than 9 over 4. Now let's focus on this part up here. Let's multiply both sides by 2. So we have 4x minus 12 is greater than 3. We have 3 plus 12 is 15, and we divide both sides by 4. X is greater than 15 over 4. So recall the original statement was involving the quadratic. Y equals negative 4/3 2x minus 6 squared plus 3. And we solved the critical points, x equals 9 over 4 and 15 over 4. The question was, when is this quadratic less than 0? And it is true when we are either to the left of the parabola, either to the left of 2.25, which is 9 over 4, or to the right of this critical value, 3.75, which is 15 over 4. This red parabola is underneath the x-axis. It's underwater, either to the left or to the right. We now write the actual question as the quadratic is less than 0, and Desmos immediately shades in all the possible values towards the left of this critical value and also to the right. Same answer. So the possible values of x is when it's less than or equals to 9 over 4 or greater than 15 over 4. Let's solve this quadratic inequality. We'll throw negative 1 over, and we have 2/3 1 minus 3x squared is greater than or equals to 2 plus 1 is 3. Now we could multiply both sides by 3 to get rid of this denominator. But why don't we just try multiplying both sides by the reciprocal of the coefficient? So we'll multiply both sides by 3 over 2. And by doing so, this disappears. We have 1 minus 3x squared is greater than or equals to 3 times 3 over 2, which is, multiplying across, 9 over 2. We don't have to worry about this inequality symbol flipping because this is a positive number here, 3 over 2. Let's now think of this 1 minus 3x as a. We have a is greater than or equals to some number, 9 over 2. This is a squared, actually. When we have a greater than sign, we're interested in away from the center. And what is the square root of 9 over 2? We have plus square root of 9 over 2, and we have another critical value, negative root 9 over 2. And by the way, we're allowed to take the square root of the top and the bottom. The square root of 9 is 3, and the bottom here is root 2. We can even rationalize, multiplying top and bottom by root 2. So we have 3 root 2 times root 2 is 2. So this is the critical value. Towards the right and towards the left, this is equivalent to negative 3 root 2 over 2. So we have a is less than or equals to this value, or a is greater than or equals to this value. Recall that a is 1 minus 3x. So let's write that in. 1 minus 3x is less than or equals to this value, and 1 minus 3x is greater than or equals to this value. Let's multiply both sides by 2. So for this part here, we have 2 minus 6x is less than or equals to minus 3 root 2. We'll throw this negative 6x over, so we have positive 6x, and we'll throw this negative term to the left. We have 2 plus 3 root 2. Finally, dividing both sides by 6, we have x is greater than or equals to 2 divided by 6 is 2 over 6, or 1/3. And 3 root 2 divided by 6 is going to be plus 3 over 6 is the same thing as 1/2 root 2. So we have one part of the solution here. Now let's focus on this part over here. Let's write in the middle. Multiplying both sides by 2, we have 2 minus 6x is greater than or equals to 3 root 2. Let's throw this over and throw this over this way. We have 6x is less than or equals to 2 minus 3 root 2. Dividing both sides by 6, we have x is less than or equals to 2 over 6, which is 1/3. And we have minus 3 divided by 6 is minus 1/2 root 2. So we now have the second possible solution. By the way, this minus 1/2 root 2 is the same thing as minus root 2 over 2. And we can save some time by finding the answer here already. All we have to do is switch the positive sign to a negative sign.